The ceaseless London rain glazed the neon-washed streets of Notting Hill in pale streaks that mirrored the tears on Mrs. Helston's face. At the mouth of a cordoned alley, police officers corralled passers-by behind yellow tape, their eyes wary but resigned. Splayed at the foot of the red brick apartment block, the still figure of a local teenage celebrity was shrouded beneath a white sheet. Somewhere above, the soft click of a window closing sounded, too deliberate for the idle wind. Perry Weller, a wiry 12-year-old delivery boy whose mop of auburn curls always peeked out beneath a battered cap, stood concealed against the shadow of the delicatessen. His mother's scooter, piled with undelivered parcels, was hidden beside him. Perry's gaze lingered on the flashing blue lights, but his mind was fixed on what he'd seen just minutes before. The figure perched on the apartment's balcony, a scarf trailing like a comet's tail, and then nothing. This was his route, his neighborhood. He knew the faces, the habits, the quiet secrets held behind pastel doors. The dead boy, Niall Harper, was famous in a way a Notting Hill lad could only dream, moments of viral glory, a life rehearsed through Instagram smiles. Yet Perry, darting past the same luxury flats on errands, had seen fissures in the facade, arguments in the stairwell, nervous glances exchanged in the laundrette, an envelope torn and discarded near the bins just last week, marked with Niall's name. Mrs. Helston sobbed out her story for the police, voice trembling. "He seemed so happy yesterday. My daughter saw him only hours ago." Perry's fingers tightened around the handle of his delivery bag. He should have gone home, as any sensible boy would, but a thread of unease tangled inside him, questions forming before he could name them. No one noticed as he skirted the flood of people, slipping around the corner to the mews, eyes scanning for any movement in the rain. The window, where the figure had stood, loomed above him, third floor, second from the left. Perry craned his neck. There had been someone else up there. He was sure of it. He saw a flash, a pale hand gripping the railing, withdrawing swiftly. Why had no one else come forward? Why did the street feel so silent, save for the siren's monotonous wail? He moved quickly, letting his own curiosity mask his fear. Notting Hill's courtyards and ginnels were his second home. He ducked through an archway and circled towards the rear entrance of the block, weighing the rumors he'd overheard on past deliveries. Niall had been in trouble, they said. Money missing, a friendship turned sour, a deal that went wrong. As Perry pressed himself into the doorway, his foot knocked something hard. He stooped and found a mobile phone, its screen splintered, a sticker of a blue rabbit half torn but still visible on the case. Perry recognized it at once. Niall carried that phone everywhere. His heart thudded. He hesitated only a moment, then pocketed the device and crept into the narrow hallway of the block. Upstairs, an argument broke out, a door slammed, and Perry sensed the knot of secrets tightening around this night. He savored a tremor of resolve despite the chill. He would find out what had really happened to Niall, for himself, for his neighborhood, perhaps even for the dead boy who had watched the world from behind so many screens. Up ahead, the third-floor landing waited in shadows. Perry set his jaw and climbed. Perry padded lightly up the narrow staircase, every footstep reverberating within the hush of the corridor. His hands trembled around the fractured phone as he emerged onto the third-floor landing. The hallway stretched before him, lined with closed doors whispering secrets. A faint scuff mark, fresh, obscured by rain droplets, revealed which door had been used recently. He pressed his back against the faded wallpaper, heart hammering as a voice filtered through the thin door. "You promised. No police," hissed someone inside. Perry recognized it, not Niall's, but Miles, Niall's best friend, and the only one bold enough to shout down from balconies or crack jokes in alleys. The reply came softer, edged in panic. "I didn't mean for this. He just wouldn't let it go, would he?" Perry's gut twisted. His fingers brushed at the shattered phone. Curiosity flickered. Maybe the phone would tell him more. He pressed the home button, and the screen lit up to show a single text, unread. "I'll finally tell them everything tonight. You can't stop me." A soft click sounded inside the flat, someone locking a suitcase. Perry acted without thinking, rapping sharply on the door before his courage failed. It swung open, revealing Miles and a girl, Tash, Niall's neighbor, faces drained of color. Tash's hand trembled on the suitcase handle. "What are you doing here, kid?" Miles tried to bluster, eyes darting. You dropped this. Perry held up the phone. And I saw someone on the balcony. I know it was you two. What happened? What did you need to hide? Tash glanced at Miles, a silent communication passing between them. She stepped forward, voice breaking. We didn't mean to hurt him, Perry. We wanted to scare him, that's all. About the money. He'd promised he would come clean. He said he'd fix it, return what he'd taken from that online charity thing. But he lost more than we thought. He laughed at us, called it a game. And then, suddenly, Miles' face crumpled. He slipped, I swear, Perry. We reached for him. I tried, but I wasn't quick enough. The railing was so wet and he just fell. Perry's words caught in his throat. He replayed it all, the angry whispers, the anxious glances, the money gone missing, the tension mounting for weeks behind closed doors. For a long, heavy moment, the three stood there, the storm outside like a slow, beating drum. Perry swallowed, steadying himself. You have to tell the truth, he said. Niall's mum deserves that. Everyone does. Tash nodded, tears running silent tracks down her cheeks, and Miles leaned heavily against the wall, defeated. Together, they walked down the stairs. Perry cradled the phone, feeling the lump in his chest shrink a little as the police greeted them at the entrance. There would be questions, tears, maybe forgiveness. But tonight, amidst the cold rain and sirens, the truth would finally come out. Notting Hill's secrets would not stay hidden, not with Perry watching.